This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. Here are your top stories of the day. The probe into alleged violations of the Federal Corruption Practices Act in several of Walmart's international markets has cost the retailer $837 million since 2012, according to a February 21st earnings report. The spending overall equates to more than $458,000 per day since 2012 when the revelations were made. While that may seem like a burdening expense, it pales in comparison to the nearly $37.5 million in daily profits that Walmart made last year alone. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Beebe spoke to the Under 40 Forum at the Rockefeller Institute on Petit Jean Mountain on Thursday. The group is a combination of 40 under 40 leaders from central and northwest Arkansas. Beebe told the group that they must work together to overcome political and economic divisions that are splitting the state. He also said he'd be in Washington, D.C. next week to speak to a bipartisan group of senators about Arkansas's efforts to reform health care costs during his tenure. More on the story at talkbusiness.net. Finally, the state's revenue picture took a turn for the better in February. A strong month of individual income tax collections boosted net revenues more than 17% higher than forecast. That reduced the gap between expectations and actual revenues to about $15 million for the year, giving lawmakers and the governor some relief that collections may come much closer to targets in the current fiscal year. You can keep up with those stories and much more on our website at talkbusiness.net. When we come back, Paul Gatling with the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal previews the upcoming edition of the Journal. We're back after this.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across two-thirds of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us. Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
Time now to throw our focus to Northwest Arkansas. Paul Gatling is the editor of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal, and he's the host of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal Report. He joins us from our Springdale office. Paul, this is press week for the next issue of the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. It's due out next week. What is the industry focus for this upcoming issue? What you got lined up?
It is press week. We're hard at it. The industry focus is law, so that means we will have our annual list of the largest law firms in the two-county area. Our cover story takes a look at a bit of the history behind the oldest law firm in Springdale, Seipert, Crouch, Clark, and Harwell, founded by the late Courtney Crouch in March of 1947. His son Jim Crouch has been with the firm for 40 years and is carrying on that family legacy as they count down to 70 years of doing business. And Wesley Brown also had a chance to visit with State Senator Missy Irvin of Mountain View. She is the lead sponsor of the hotly debated tort reform amendment that's working its way through the General Assembly in Little Rock. And we thought since that is getting quite a response in the legal set, particularly amongst the trial lawyers, that was a story we needed to take a look at, especially this issue.
Absolutely. Another endeavor after a successful inaugural year, the Under 40 Forum will once again gather some of the state's emerging young leaders to the Winthrop Rockefeller Institute at Petit Jean Mountain this week. What is the Under 40 Forum and what are they going to discuss?
That's right. The Under 40 Forum is an initiative involving the Winrock Institute, as you mentioned, the Clinton School of Public Service, Arkansas Business in Little Rock, and the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Last year's event, what it does is it invites the 40 under 40 honorees from each of those business publications from the previous year, and invites them to the Winrock facility on Pettigene Mountain in Morrilton. And the goal is to make connections, get those young leaders talking about some of the key issues that are important to our state. And then through those panel discussions and other breakout meetings, the Winrock Institute puts together a report that is distributed to business, community leaders, political leaders throughout the state. Last year's keynote was given by Governor Hutchinson, and this year the keynote will be given by his predecessor, Mike Beebe. So we were encouraged with last year being the first event, and we're looking forward to this year's event, which is actually today and Thursday down in Morrilton.
And finally, let's talk home sales, always a good economic indicator. Interest rates may be on the rise, but what do the numbers look like from January?
Interest rates might be on the rise, but so far the Northwest Arkansas market isn't reflecting any slowdown from a booming 2016. In January, there were 539 single-family home sales in the two-county area, combined value of about $117 million, and that was up about 15% from January of 2016. And the takeaway that you're going to get from most realtors up here is that the escalating home prices don't show any sign of losing steam anytime soon. And what that's going to mean in this market is the sellers are going to be in control for the foreseeable future. So the seller's market looks to be strong, and I think we're setting up for another fun year for anyone involved with the real estate industry.
All right, that's good stuff. Paul Gatling with the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Thanks. You can keep up with Paul and the gang's daily work at NWABusinessJournal.com, and that includes a new radio show on KUAF in the region middays on Thursdays, soon to be on Tuesdays also. That is all for today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. I'm Roby Brock. Take care.